Introduction for Electra. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Expatriate in Bangor, Maine. Electra by Euripides. Translated by Gilbert Murray, 1866 to 1957. Introduction. The Electra of Euripides has the distinction of being perhaps the best abused and, one might add, not the best understood of ancient tragedies. A singular monument of poetical, or rather unpoetical perversity, the very worst of all his pieces, are for instance the phrases applied to it by Schlegel. Considering that he judged it by the standards of conventional classicism, he could scarcely have arrived at any different conclusion. For it is essentially, and perhaps consciously, a protest against those standards. So, indeed, is the tragedy of the Trojan women, but on very different lines. The Electra has none of the imaginative splendor, the vastness, the intense poetry of that wonderful work. It is a close-knit, powerful, well-constructed play, as realistic as the tragic conventions will allow, intellectual and rebellious. Its psychology reminds one of Browning or even of Ibsen. To a fifth-century Greek all history came in the form of legend, and no less than three extant tragedies, Aeschylus' Libation Bearers, 456 B.C., Euripides' Electra, 413 B.C., and Sophocles' Electra, date unknown, but perhaps the latest of the three, are based on the particular piece of legend or history now before us. It narrates how the son and daughter of the murdered king Agamemnon slew in due course of revenge, and by Apollo's express command, their guilty mother and her paramour. Homer had long since told the story, as he tells so many, simply and grandly, without moral questioning and without intensity. The atmosphere is heroic. It is all a blood feud between chieftains, in which Orestes, after 7 years, succeeds in slaying his foe Aegisthus, who has killed his father. He probably killed his mother also, but we are not directly told so. His sister may have helped him, and he may possibly have gone mad afterwards. But these painful issues are kept determinedly in the shade. Somewhat surprisingly, Sophocles, although by his time Electra and Clytemnestra had become leading figures in the story, and the mother murder its essential climax, preserves a very similar atmosphere. His tragedy is enthusiastically praised by Schlegel for the celestial purity, the fresh breath of life and youth that is diffused over so dreadful a subject. Everything dark and ominous is avoided. Orestes enjoys the fullness of health and strength. He is beset neither with doubts nor stings of conscience. Especially laudable is the austerity with which Aegisthus is driven into the house to receive, according to Schlegel, a specially ignominious death. This combination of matricide and good spirits, however satisfactory to the determined classicist, will probably strike most intelligent readers as a little curious, and even, if one may use the word at all, in connection with so powerful a play, undramatic. It becomes intelligible as soon as we observe that Sophocles was deliberately seeking what he regarded as an archaic or Homeric style. Compare Jebb, Introduction, p. 41. And this archaism, in its turn, seems to me best explained as a conscious reaction against Euripides' searching and unconventional treatment of the same subject. Compare Wilamowitz in Hermes, 18, pages 214 and following. In the result, Sophocles is not only more classical than Euripides, he is more primitive by far than Aeschylus. For Aeschylus, though steeped in the glory of the world of legend, would not lightly accept its judgment upon religious and moral questions, and above all would not in that region play at make-believe. He would not elude the horror of this story by simply not mentioning it, like Homer, or by pretending that an evil act was a good one, like Sophocles. He faces the horror, realizes it, and tries to surmount it on the sweep of a great wave of religious emotion. The mother murder, even if done by a god's command, is a sin to be
Sample complete. Ready to continue?